It's insane to say that the second highest scoring offense in the country is the David in a David versus Goliath matchup, but that's how good Ohio State's defense is. They make this matchup versus Indiana feel like that. They're the first team since the 1975 Florida Gators to hold each of their first 12 opponents to under 17 points a game. That's ridiculous. So how does David do it? What's the rock and the sling that's going to allow Indiana to put Ohio State down? I think it's the Indiana run game. The key difference for Indiana this time around is you got dudes on the offensive line. And what jumps out right away when you watch the Indiana run game, they don't pull. They don't pull tackles and guards around. And for those of you that don't know what I mean, say this is the guard and tackle right here. Oftentimes, for a lot of offenses in college football, you'll see, say, maybe the center block out and then the guard or tackle loop around. Or, you know, left side of the offensive line blocks down, guard and tackle looping around. They don't do that. They're coming right at you. They're a zone run scheme. And a lot of times offenses pull to help leverage with their offensive line. Here it's going to be a run play to the left. I want you to watch the right guard and the left guard. When you're a zone running scheme, you're not going to have the leverage you always want. So your offensive linemen have to be physical and they have to be athletic. This right here is the perfect example. All of these run plays I'm about to show you are big time runs. You have the right guard. He's going to block this nose tackle or the shade. He's completely out leveraged. The shade's over the center. He's going to get there. This left guard, he's going to block one-on-one with these defensive tackles, or with that defensive tackle, excuse me. Both these guards show up big time and win their one-on-one matchups. The defensive tackles for Ohio State in this game, they have to win their one-on-one matchups. And I know the center helped them out there, but still, from an offense's perspective, that's winning your one-on-one battles. Here, the Penn State film, this is where Sonny Styles and the Ohio State linebackers have to be great because this is very poor by the Mike linebacker for Penn State. They're going to push the run game towards the right-hand side, and then it's going to roll back to the left. This linebacker's got to make the tackle in the hole. He doesn't. Indiana running back, forget who this is, but makes a miss in the hole. That matchup right there of one-on-one in the hole, can Indiana make a miss, or does Ohio State come up with the tackles? Right here, this is versus Oregon. They got inside run game here. I want you to look at the center here. This is an excellent job. He's got a nose straight ahead of him. He's going to manage the nose, throw him out the club to the nose's left, throw him out towards the left-hand side, and then work his combination block and get the will linebacker here. This center dominates on this play. You dominate that's not Bear Alexander, but the other tackle's Bear Alexander. But he dominates him there, gets up to the second level, makes the next dude miss. Curt Cignetti said that dudes were the difference in his offensive line this year. They got 3 in the portal. The 2025 group had 3 guys that came in with over 30 starts at the FBS level. Here's a few more run plays to show the example. All of these are explosive plays, but those 3 transfers were All-American left tackle, midseason All-American left tackle Carter Smith, Notre Dame transfer center Pat Coogan, that was a big addition, and then Colorado transfer tackle Khalil Benson. Last one here for good measure. This is a home run shot versus Purdue, last week, like 86 yards to the house. Their swing offensive lineman, Carter Smith, not a transfer. He's their 6th man. And then they have an Ohio State transfer in Zen Mikulski, now playing for Indiana. They got depth on the offensive line. And for Ohio State, they've played great run games, but they really haven't played a balanced offense all season long. Shout out to Josh Pate for that take. I heard him say that. Look you had Michigan. They were the 21st highest graded rushing offense and then 79th passing. Penn State, 24th rushing, 89th passing. Washington, 13th rushing, 59th passing. Indiana coming to the park in this game, 6th highest graded rushing offense, 16th passing. So a different flavor from the Hoosiers. And when you watch what they do passing wise, they are excellent on third down. Number 2 in FBS in third down. Converting on 56.5% of third down attempts. When you watch the third down tape, when you watch what they do through the air, the guy that would concern me the most for Ohio State is Omar Cooper Jr. He's their slot receiver, had the catch of the year. This is it right here versus Penn State. Throttle down right here, and then he's going to work towards the back end line, get his toe down in the dirt, comes up with a huge catch. This was 3rd and goal, 1 in the game versus Penn State. It might win Fernando Mendoza the Heisman. Another third down early on in the season. We got a vertical shot. This is one of their early out of conference opponents. Boom, here we go. He's again in the slot. Little vertical shot. Fernando Mendoza coming up big, or coming up with a big time throw. puts a lot of pressure on the defense. A lot of offenses you're going to face, you're going to have their premier guy be an outside receiver. I know Ohio State moves Jeremiah Smith all over the park, but he's predominantly an outside receiver. For Indiana, the guy that fears me the most is this slot receiver, Cooper Jr. Again, vertical in the slot, and then he's going to sit down right here in the hook, find the empty space. Mendoza's going to get him the rock. If you're whoever Ohio State, whoever their nickel is, has to show up big. This is a big-time matchup. It showed up versus Oregon, too. Again here, similar route to the one we just saw. He's the point man in the bunch. He's going to work through underneath this nickel Sam and then find the soft spot in the defense right here for a touchdown versus, I forget which game this is, but you get a sense for the for his feel for space. And then last one, this is versus Purdue. The screen game showing up a little bit. He's the outside receiver here, a few steps up, going to come back, and then he's going to dart through the middle of the offensive line, or offensive line's leading the way for him, comes up with a huge gain here. Indiana, offensive lineman, not only big, but athletic as well. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this video, hit the subscribe button down below. Helps the channel out a ton. Thank you. So when I watched that, I kind of was thinking like, man, with all the Indiana film that I've seen this year, I feel like they're great in screens in general. Like that screen popped, and I feel like I've seen it in other games too. And so I went and looked at the metrics, and Indiana has thrown 45 screen passes this year. 28 have gone for 10 or more yards. That stat sticks out big time. More than half of their screen passes that they call go for double digits. And here I got 4 of their best ones, or 4 of the best ones from this year for them. The first 2 are going to be tight end screens. And I love tight end screen game because as a defensive coordinator, man, you got all these other playmakers to worry about. You're not worried about the tight end screen game. But if you can disguise it well, there's a lot of creativity you can get to. Here, Indiana's running back out and towards the flat. This tight end here, he's going to block, 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 and then release towards the middle. Offensive line out in front of him. Big gain for Indiana. Take his eyes there, underneath. Blockers in front. House call. I forgot he scored on this one. That's right, house call. Next tight end, screen. Here, he's on the other side of the line of scrimmage, left hand side of the screen. He's going to block, block, block. Empty formation, not necessarily thinking screen as a defense. Then he's going to loop underneath. Offensive linemen pretend like they're going to block for a half second, release downfield, lead blockers in front. I love Indiana's screen game. If they can connect on 2 or 3 timely screens in this game, that could be the difference in this game. Next one, we're heading to Oregon, heading to Eugene. You motion this receiver all the way towards the outside. This, to me, is an offensive coordinator seeing something on film of like, hey, I know when we get to this formation, dial up this receiver on a little screen. He's pressure. They might get soft lead blockers out of the O-line in front. This receiver's lead block. It's out the gate for a nice little, I think it was like a 20-yard gain here versus Oregon. That's the third screen I like. That's more than 20 yards. That's more like 25 yards. Here, next one, they're going to fake a little outside zone to this running back. And then this tackle is going to sprint his ass towards the left sideline or the left hash, and he's the lead blocker for that running back who acts like he's running outside zone. And then it's a screen pass. Good job by Fernando Mendoza being patient. And then Indiana, they got some athletes. They can make the dudes missing space. Next one, they're not making anyone missing space. This is just, they're better than Purdue across the way from a motion. This tight end, he's going to block the corner. I believe this was Cooper Jr. in the slot. He's blocking the nickel Sam or the safety out there. And then you got this receiver comes up, back, easy throw out into the flat for Fernando Mendoza. And Indiana comes up with an easy touchdown versus their rival Purdue. So that gives you a little flavor for this matchup. If you're an Indiana fan, that's what you got to keep rolling. If you're an Ohio State fan, that's what you got to get ready to stop. Fascinated to see how this game plays out. Very well could see a rematch here in a few weeks because I think both these teams are going to keep winning in the playoffs. 2 other takes on this one. Loser should not be out of the first round bye. I think that's common sense now for everyone. And 2, this is Fernando Mendoza's Heisman to lose. I think there's a very real world where he could lose this football game and still win the Heisman, even if both guys play well in this game. To me, and those of you guys that have followed my content for a little while, Julian Sayin should not be in the Heisman conversation because you can't get eased in to a college football and Heisman season in the first month of the season. That doesn't work for me, right? So much of the narrative in September was like they're easing him in, they're being more conservative with the play calls. That to me is like giving Steph Curry the MVP when Kevin Durant's on his team, or giving Kevin Durant the MVP when Steph Curry's on his team. It just doesn't work out that way. Saying great player is going to be one of the top quarterbacks returning in college football, but to me, this is Fernando Mendoza's Heisman Trophy to lose. And if he plays well, he should get the award. Anyone out there voting for Pavia? Phenomenal story. I have hyped up Pavia and said that his passing game goes underappreciated just throughout the season. So I love Pavia, but the story narrative that works for Pavia also works for Mendoza. Anyway, should be a good one. Enjoy the game.